Lord, we've seen, we saw this in that Optic Gaming Agency matchup. Agency controlled the game, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more down the middle here. So this one, starting up as the map is loading up. Who do you want to kick it off with first, Bravo?
You know, I'd love to see Legit right here. I think he played so well in that last match with his team.
He was a difference maker.
Yeah, making sure that his team was on par. I think his whole team actually rallied together to come back in that game. But I'm particularly interested to see if VWS is going to be able to rally back, win 2 straight, and send STK to the loser's bracket. I don't think we thought that that was a possibility after game 1, but VWS has proven us all wrong as we're kicking off Warlord, King of the Hill. Of course, first to 300 points is going to win. To earn points, you need to stand within the hill and rack up time. We'll see which team is able to do that, and the game is now underway. We're going to go ahead and jump into that. Kicking things off with Legit of VWS, finding a player bottom middle, and right now both teams, the first goal, Golden Boy, is to get the control of the map. Then you can worry about getting time. Warlord has proven to be so fun to watch and so intense for these players to be participating in. So looking forward here is Legit's actually going to be pushing up. A is going to be up for the picking as only 12 points have been put on the board, and that was from STK who got control. But now it seems Sif A going over to VWS. They're getting some time in there, and that's important at the beginning here. Yeah, I tell you what, Legit actually just used that little jump there from that shotgun platform, that short platform to top middle. That's a pretty quick shortcut that can save you a lot of time on the map. So we're already seeing in round 1 players using that new skill jump. Yeah, and off the respawn, Legit able to find one. That BR so solid from him. And 10 seconds left on A as it's going to be making its way over to the base here for B. Oh, Legit. On the receiving end of the shotgun. Nice job there. I want to see what's up with STK. Let's switch over to Ogre 2. We'll see what he's doing on the plat right now. His team is up 17-6, but as we saw, early leads in King of the Hill don't mean much unless you can sustain it through the control of the map throughout the entire match now. So really both these teams trying to battle and get control so that B is really the first hill where you can start to rack up time. Golden Boy. Ogre 2 is going to get picked off there. That was actually going to be Naded who pushed up. Quite aggressive. Only 6 points on the board here, but still very early in this matchup. 35 seconds to pick, so every single second that you're holding the hill, that means that you're getting a point. And Ogre 2 up to respawn, not having good luck there yet again. Able to pick off 1 kill, but not quite able to stay alive. 2 down right now for VWS, 3 down right now for VWS, as Goofy is going to be the last man standing, pushing in with the camo. He's going to whip on that melee, and he's going to get picked out. Yeah, Ogre 2 right there, smelling Goofy coming up behind him. Make sure he cleans up that kill. We'll stay on board with Goofy to see if he can redeem himself. Right now, that was amazing awareness from Ogre 2. Now 34-7, VWS is down. STK off to a good start. If they can keep this up, they're going to build a lead that we saw similarly to the Agency. Yeah, well, VWS is going to be losing 2 guys here at this time, and they're getting them off to respawn, but Naded tried to stay up. Amazing trade there with Ogre 2. A nice job there to make sure that he traded. Needed that. Go ahead and see what's going on with Hines on the STK side. Haven't seen a lot of him this series. Now 35-7. As I said, not much movement here as both teams are trying to feel each other out for the C hill. Neither team wants to overcommit and potentially, lose map control for 30 seconds. If you do so, you'll really see a deficit on the scoreboard. So both teams playing a little bit hesitant right now. Yeah, which is actually a far cry from what we saw in game number 1, where Agency was just taking it to Optic, and then they started to slow down. But you know how it's going to happen here. It's going to be slow. Needs to stay alive. They're surprised that he overextended himself right there because the hill was at C, but the hill will be moving very shortly. STK still maintaining control. I love what I'm seeing from them now as they do rack up their score to 44-7. Yeah. VWS yet to hit double digits, and we're 3 minutes into the match. I was just going to say that, we know that it's kind of gotten a little slow here in the beginning, but it's going to get crazy toward that midpoint in the game if either team is not careful. Now D is going to be right for the pick, and here is Ogre 2 is going to be pushing forward. Ogre 2 seems to get spooked near the portals. He's always expecting someone around the corner there, and because it's happened quite a bit in this tournament. But in any case, Ogre 2 finding some nades over on the left side. Look, I love what he's doing right now, right? Doesn't he need to challenge that angle? Instead, he forces Naded towards him right there. Almost cleans up that kill, but regardless, gets a lot of time on the clock for his team. Let's go ahead and see what Legit is up to on the VWS side, switching back over to the other side of the stage now. 58-11. Finally, VWS racking up some time. Yeah, and one thing I got to point out is Legit's use of the portals here, man. I mean, he had a long-range position before, managed to slip through the portal, came up right behind the D hill. So that's,
again, just a credit to him. You know,
he might try to camo jump right here. What he's going to do, he's going to grab the shotgun on the way. Now get the quick camo. Love that play right there. As he saw that earlier, he had his eyes set on it. But nice job there, I got to say, from STK to neutralize that threat. They did not want Legit getting away with camo. As you said, Legit a major threat around the portals, and I can't even imagine with camo how much he'd be able to sneak around the map. Now 66-26 is the score.
Yeah. Oh man, that is unfortunate.
That's 4 dead for VWS, Alex.
Yes, 4 dead presently. As we're going to just jump over to STK because they have full control of this game, 79-26.
And they're going to come flying out of this base right now. They're likely all going to be spawning around blue, potentially getting split spawns at red and blue. But STK is poised to maintain this map control through the rest of the match.
Yeah, I mean they're not doing anything wrong here. You know, they've lost control maybe 1 or 2 times, but it's really just
look at Ogre 2 just waltzes into the base, takes out Nated, not even anyone else challenging, really making a statement there as he just pulls through the portal. Now they're up 90-32 as STK is going to maintain control. Amazing objective play from them.
Yeah, Royal 2 just going to continue to hold this one down, knowing that he has teammates there to cover his back. Going back over to A here as Royal 2 on the push as he finds Mikman. 2 players, as a matter of fact, VWS putting in 2 shots apiece for both of them, so they know that they're not in the best positions here. Shield pop for Mikman as that's going to be unfortunate for him, but
Ooh, somehow did not get that trade right there. It looks like somehow he stays alive, but
Heinz has camo, by the way.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at Heinz now, 106-32. Heinz has his second chance with camo. Earlier he got taken out. We'll see if he can instead use this to make sure his team maintains that lead and potentially even builds upon it now, 107-33. He's going to want to get up top here. We'll see if he actually tries to move up on this platform right there at a much better vantage point, and he can do things like that.
Just continue to cause problems here for VWS. This could be a triple kill for Heinz as he just shows up big time here, and he's going to get the extermination. What a play out of Heinz here. That is what you want to see. STK coming out strong, 130-33.
And I think right there, Heinz did exactly what we were all expecting him to do with that camo. He had redemption, gets the extermination. For those of you at home, that is killing all 4 of the enemy players, not necessarily within 4 seconds of each other. That would be your overkill, but getting those 4 kills means he eliminated each player 1 by 1. Now they're up 130-35, and as I said, what he did was build upon that lead with his team. Amazing slaying from Heinz.
Yeah, and B, though, will be in the control of VWS, which they need every single point that they could possibly get. Snakebite and Royal 2 are engaging presently, as we'll actually jump over to Nated and VWS, because they have to fight back. Now, that was going to be a shot for them. It seems like camo was picked up,
that went to Royal 2. He died, so he burned that camo. Nated made sure he took him out. So VWS right now wants to try to get some time on the clock. Mikman doing a really nice job in the hill, actually racking up right here what looks like 20 seconds over the past few.
Yeah, that's right. 130-56 as VWS struggling here to be able to maintain control. C is going to be coming up here in just a second.
Oh, great nade.
Yeah, actually,
gotta love that classic Warlock nade right there, knowing that he can bounce that off the platform to hit the portal if anyone is hanging out around there, which we've seen a lot of players liking to do. It allows you to really be versatile in the angles that you challenge from right there. Now 130-73 as they start to bring this match back.
Yeah, and this is something that happened in that Team Slayer game, and I mean, granted, it's a different game type, objective-based, but still, it's there where you have to ask yourself, you know, STK having a hard time closing areas in that lockdown matchup. I don't know if that's going to necessarily happen here, but it definitely is something that you got to point out because, I mean, you know, they've been able to come back. This team was held at one point under, you know, they were not able to get into double digits. They were held under 10 points.
That's right.
And now it seems like they're getting competitive with them, right? 130 to 83.
Yep. We'll see
they can hold this out for a little bit and be able to come back.
Camo round 3. We'll see if he can do just as much damage here. He's going to keep the enemy team at bay. Walks into the hill for just a second. He'll likely drop if he gets challenged, though, as his hill now is going to move to D in just a moment. Going to rack up some time here. Nice job. It's going to be difficult for the enemy to find him. Right now, he just wants to stay alive. Surprisingly, he tries to stick it the other side, but I love the spot he's in right now. He can't be challenged from too many angles, and they continue to increase their lead.
Yep, and having that camo in there is going to throw everyone for a loop because they know that he's like, well, where is he? Where is he located?
He's there,
yeah.
But
yeah, exactly. But so now Nated pushing up. Heinz is going to be able to secure that one, and the pressure comes from behind as Heinz will get taken out. So Yeah,
I gotta say,
STK
Heinz definitely got redemption on the first camo run. He has certainly made up for that as his team is now at a dominating lead. We'll go ahead and see what VWS is up to. Perhaps jump on board with Nated, who's just jumped through the portal, now challenging, gets that comeback kill. That means that he was killed 3 times before that without picking up a kill, so he's back in the match. And we'll see if VWS, now Goofy getting challenged from multiple angles, tries to stay alive, wins that battle though, and excuse me, now wins the battle against Ogre 2. Looks like that shot did not connect, so now 162 to 85. And it looks like we're seeing more of the same though, Golden Boy. VWS started to rally back, but once again, STK making sure that that lead is strong enough to keep VWS at bay.
Well, and that was the worry that I had for STK, right? Because we saw that in the lockdown game where, you know, VWS was able to come back midway through, and STK just did not expect that to happen. I'm like, well, are STK having trouble like closing out here? Because that could be a big problem, especially for a team that many believe could make it to the finals. But for VWS though, they can't allow STK to get the garbage time, which, you know, like those like 2 to 3 seconds, or excuse me, the 2 to 5 second time there. That time is frustrating, right? Because that's when you can kind of play with that mathematically impossible territory. And that is something that VWS has to be cautious about.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to Ogre 2 right now as 168 to 108. Still, of course, possible for them to get back in this match. Now, Ogre 2 will be back in just a minute. We'll see what he does off the respawn.
Yep, Ogre 2 here, you know, one of the greatest Halo players of all time back here at the Launch Invitational. They do have control of E, but they're not going to get the time that's needed. But they are going to just be able to walk right into A, unopposed. That's just been something that's been happening all throughout this matchup here. VWS has been struggling with that double kill for Ogre 2, as he was able to take out 2 guys with relative ease here. 172 to 112, finding another player as well. He's chasing after the kill here. He might be able to get this, but it doesn't really matter all that much because it's all about the pressure, and STK's been absolutely succeeding in that category.
Yeah, that hill is back up on top middle. Ogre 2 doing such a good job. I think he's been alive for about 1.5 minutes now, just constantly turning his head and doing things like that, just cleaning up the kills. The STK team is laying such a solid foundation for Ogre 2 to thrive right now as he's just cleaning up his kills, turning his head every direction, portaling through and staying alive. He might be on 2 minutes now of being alive. Amazing stuff there from Ogre 2, and might stay alive here as well. Finally gets taken down. We'll go ahead and switch over to the VWS side, see if they can get on board. Let's go over to Mikwin, who actually was just taken out. And excuse me, all 4 members of VWS down once again as this hill now has moved. We'll go to Royal 2, who's now racking up some new time for STK.
But I do got to point out, though, that VWS were able to close the gap quite a bit with that A hill. Yep. So if VWS can manage to get these plats, right, just get this kind of control, that could potentially, you know, get them back in this game. They have a lot of time to work with. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock. B is going to be open here, and Ogre 2 having to deal with it. He managed to stay alive. My goodness.
And Royal 2 actually getting that squatter medal for hanging out in that hill a little bit too long and squatting there, and potentially getting yelled at right there for doing too well for his team as they're now up 198 to 133. STK still with amazing map control right here. Now finding Goofy, able to take out that kill, and now right now they're just making sure they maintain map control and slaying power.
Yep, that's right, and the Invis camo is going to be up. World 2 gets that one, and B will not have anyone on it presently. It's only going to be about 7 seconds. That's that garbage time I was talking about that STK was getting, because, you know, Warlord's a small map, so you'll be able to get, you know, around the map in no time. But this, I like this play with
World
the shotgun in the pocket.
He's going to use this jump up right here. He's going to pop up right here and get this kill right now on Mikwin. Easy kill. Ouch. He's going to try to stay alive, but there's a player in the vent, so that's going to be tough. But Royal 2 somehow staying alive, still staying alive, and doing what we call strong siding away, that trademark move, putting your head down so it's a bit more difficult to get that final headshot from an enemy player who might be standing behind you. But nice stuff from Royal 2. Let's go ahead and back over to VWS, see if they have what it takes to get back into this match. 2:33 left on the clock, still possible.
Yep, that's right. I mean, you know, you have to think they're only going to be down presently by about 51 seconds here, actually 50 seconds to be exact. And with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock, this is doable. They'll be able to cut into this lead that STK has been able to establish quite a bit if they keep getting the body on C, which they have been doing successfully. Now Nated actually drifting around here, and if he continues to put shots in and be a nuisance, his teammates will be able to clean them up. But with that garbage time left there, STK is going to get that, and now it's going to be moving over to D, and STK gets control yet again.
And unfortunately for Nated there, his team was not able to keep that composure around the hill. He gets taken out, so that's not going to be good for VWS, as STK is able to break that setup, and they're going to rack up even more time.
Yep, and VWS is Nated, who has 219 to 170. Hill offense there. Royal 2 is actually able to take out Mickwin. And see what VWS is going to do here. The pressure's on.
Yeah, I got to say, Golden Boy, look how important the portals are in almost every game type, right? Because they do have across the map, right? They can send you at such different angles. We're seeing so many top players use those and use them so well. Unfortunately, Nate not able to put them to great use there. But now 219 to 171 as they stay in this match now. And legit trying to push in, pick up this kill, gets that one Hill offense, tries to find another player, but gets taken out. STK doing such a good job of making sure VWS isn't able to rack up any solid time just yet.
Yeah, 230, as a matter of fact, to 172. And again, it's still very doable here for VWS. I mean, they're only down by about 50 or so points. 1 minute remaining, though. They need every single minute, every single second, excuse me. And I don't know if that's going to be the case. As a matter of fact, Sliking through everyone from VWS. No, that is not going to be the case. They're going to continue to rack up time. It's mathematically impossible. VWS is going to the losers bracket. STK moving on to the next round to face the winner of Straight Rippin' and TCM Gaming.
I'm taking a look at the STK booth right now. They just realized that the time has run out for the enemy team to catch up, and they had a celebration. They are pretty excited to be moving on here. You know, as we said, one of the players you'll see the players start to no longer move. As we said, that's mathematically impossible. So both teams are actually right now mentally just getting ready for their next match, knowing what they need to do. STK heading to the winners bracket, and on the other side, VWS getting ready for their losers bracket road, which will not be easy.
No, not at all, because you're going to be dealing with either Straight Rippin' or TCM Gaming, who is going to be very, very hungry for a win. On the other side, though, VWS, I'm not counting them out by any means whatsoever. We knew that these matches were going to be tough. We knew that this was anyone's ball game here coming into the Halo Master Chief Collection Launch Invitational. VWS, though, still in high spirits, which is what you want to see for a team.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, to have players talking about the last match, right, ready for